Hi guys, this is Stanley from Value Invest Asia. Welcome. This is going to be our 3-part video series on some of the 3 stocks that I might actually hold for the rest of my life. Before that, I just want to thank all of you for following us for the past year. Actually, we have been around for close more than a year now, and we have gotten a lot of feedback from all of you on how to bring the best content out there for you. And after speaking with many of you, I realized that a lot of us is actually in the same boat. We are trying to grow our wealth to reach a point where we can be considered financially free, and so to have the time and the resources, to pursue really the things that we love in life. After all, we only have one life. Why waste it living it in something that we don't like? And I think you're definitely right. Investing in the stock market is definitely a great way for you to grow your wealth to reach that goal of being financially free. However, I believe that you have to invest the right way. And how I've realized that I have started really growing as an investor when I form a community of like-minded investors around me, and I'm able to just learn from people that's so much smarter than me. We can share and challenge ideas together, examine each other portfolio, and just learn from different investing style. And that's how I really grow very, very fast as an investor. And so in Value Invest Asia, we are really planning to have that platform for you as well. And we are planning what we call a VIA club. It's a private and exclusive club where I'm going to share with you my entire portfolio, and I'm going to update it regularly and talk about my analysis about companies or just commentary about the market in general in detail. And I was very lucky over the course of my career. I was able to meet with a lot of smart investors and also interview many of the company management and great fund managers that I can learn from. If you have read our book, Value Investing in Asia, you realize that we interview great investors like Mr. Wong from APS Asset or Dr. Tan from FIM Asset Management, and even the team from Aggregate. These are great investors that have averaged 15 or more percent a year over long term, and that's who we really learn from, and we want to share that insight with you as well within our VIA club, which is coming on soon, and we are finalizing some of the key features of that club. Just a little bit about me. Of course, to those who might not be familiar with me, I have been investing in the stock market for about 12 years now. And of course, at the beginning, it's not so much of investing, but just experimenting. And I have definitely learned a deep lesson in 2008 and 2009 during the global financial crisis. But luckily, I was not deterred, and I kind of doubled down. I quit my job and tried to move into the finance industry and learn investing seriously. And over the past 12 years of investing, me together with the help of my wife, of course, we are able to grow our portfolio to more than $1.5 million today, just saving regularly and from our dual income. Of course, it has took me a long time, 12 years, but I think now we are really starting to see the potential of how a long-term portfolio can really become. And one key things that I realized that really pushed me towards to become a greater investor is a change in my investment style, when instead of just seeing stocks as just an investment where you have to buy low and sell high, I kind of turn and see stocks as a store of wealth. And there are many stocks that now I'm looking for and have already invested that I might actually hold them till I die. And today we're going to talk about just one of them, and that company is Jardine Cycle and Carriage. Right? Jardine Cycle and Carriage, you might have heard of that name before. It's a company listed in Singapore with the ticker SGX C07. It is currently quite large cap company, about $13.7 billion company, and also a dividend counter you can consider giving you about a 3.3% dividend yield. Right now it's trading around 14 times PE, which is more or less somewhere where I have the valuation that I have bought them at. How I view this company is what we call a top-down approach and what we call a macro situation. I really is a strong believer of the Southeast Asian economy. I believe that the economy in this region will continue to grow and growing much faster at a rate than the rest of the world. And so the way that the Jardine Cycle and Carriage management is positioning this company, I think is a perfect way for me to invest in them, sort of as a proxy to tap into the growth of this region. Because if you're unfamiliar with the Jardine Group, they are a large conglomerate, the Jardine, based on the Jardine Medicine group of company and Jardine Medicine and Jardine Strategic, where they own many businesses across Asia Pacific, in China, Hong Kong, and in Southeast Asia, all over the place. And they sort of is using Jardine Cycle and Carriage to invest and to hold most of their investment in Southeast Asia. And I see how the management is positioning the company, and that's why I really like the company and have invested in them to use them as a proxy of the Southeast Asian economy. Jardine Cycle and Carriage it started out as more like an automotive outfit, where they are automotive dealer in many countries around Southeast Asia, in Malaysia, Singapore. And they are also the main shareholder of Astra International, which is a huge automotive conglomerate in Indonesia, where they are the largest distributor of vehicles and motorcycles in Indonesia, distributing like brands like Toyota, Daihatsu, Honda motorcycles, BMW, and many more. But Astra International is actually a huge conglomerate, and they have other businesses as well. Apart from their automotive arm, they have a large financing arm, which sort of help the automotive arm in financing some of its sales. And also they have stakes in the bank, and they are actually very heavily into heavy equipments for industry like mining and other heavy industry. They are the sole distributor for Komatsu equipment, which is quite similar to, say, Caterpillar. On top of that, they own a very large palm oil estate, and they operate a few toll roads around Jakarta region as well. So all in all, this company is a huge conglomerate, sort of, being a proxy to the Indonesian economy. And this is now the largest business of Jardine Cycle and Carriage. Apart from that, like I said, they have some automotive dealership in Singapore, Malaysia, and Myanmar. And they have also recently been investing heavily into countries like Thailand and Vietnam, with their investment in the Siam City Cement, which is, I think, the number 2 cement player in Thailand, and of course in Vietnam, Refrigeration Electrical Engineering Corp, which is also sort of like a conglomerate in Vietnam. And lastly, something that it caught the news quite recently with their investment in Vinamilk, which is showing huge potential as a consumer company in Vietnam. So, just from their investment, you can see that they're exposed to large and growing economy in Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, and of course Indonesia, which all I'm very, very optimistic about. And I see a generation and generation of growth ahead for all this region. And I strongly believe in what Warren Buffett say, focus on buying great company at a fair price rather than a mediocre company at an amazing price. So when I invested in this company, it was trading at, say, I think roughly about 12 times PE. I wouldn't say it was deeply undervalued, but I deem it as quite a fair range of valuation, and it has done pretty well since, and it should continue to do very well in the future as well. Well, which is why Jardine Cycle and Carriage might really be one of the stocks that I'm gonna hold to the end of my days, right? Of course, this is just a sharing session on how I make decision on my investment, and this is just one way, which what we call a top-down investment, where you first started out at looking at regions or industry that you're very, very optimistic about, and then trickling down to find the right company that suits that thesis of yours, right? I understand this stock might not be suitable for everyone. Of course, if you're not overly optimistic about the Southeast Asia region, maybe this is not a stock that you might be interested in. But this is just a methodology that you can use as well in finding other investment for yourself. This is the first stock I'm going to talk about. This is a 3-part stock series, and I'm going to share 2 more companies. One actually coming tomorrow, which is another company that I might hold till I die. So watch your email, watch for my email in the morning tomorrow. I'm going to talk more about this consumer company in Malaysia. And after looking at so many companies, I have to say this is probably one of the best type of company that I have ever seen, and I see it almost like a money making machine, just constantly printing you money year after year after year, and it's growing. So that's definitely one you have to watch tomorrow. If you have any question about Jardine Cycle and Carriage, or if you have question about our upcoming VIA club that I talked about in the beginning, just comment down below and share your thoughts with us, and how we can bring you the max value for you and helping you achieve your financial goals. If you like this video, I hope, if you think that it is useful for other people, I hope you will share it. Thank you so much for your time. We're gonna have more things coming your way for the next few days, so stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow.